Hello friends, today we will learn about pentose phosphate pathway. Pentose phosphate, the pentose phosphate pathway is mainly an anabolic pathway that consumes the 6 carbons to glucose to generate 5 carbon sugars and reducing equivalents. Still, this pathway does oxidize glucose and under certain conditions can completely oxidize glucose to carbon dioxide and water. The pentose phosphate pathway is the major source for the NADPH required for anabolic processes. There are three distinct phases, each of which has a distinct product. Depending on the needs of the organism, the metabolites of that outcome can be fed into many other pathways. Pentose phosphate pathway is directly connected to the gluconeogenesis. As the need for glucose 6-phosphate increases, so does the activity of gluconeogenesis. The primary functions of this pathway are: first point is to generate reducing equivalents in the form of NADPH for reductive biosynthesis reactions within cells. And second point is to provide the cell with ribose 5-phosphate, that is R5P, for the synthesis of the nucleotides and nucleic acids. Although not a significant function of the PPP, it can operate to metabolize dietary pentose sugars derived from the digestion of nucleic acids, as well as to rearrange the carbon skeletons of dietary carbohydrates into glycolytic or gluconeogenic intermediates. Oxidation phase. Let's know about oxidation phase. The beginning molecule for PPP is glucose 6-phosphate, which oxidized in the presence of glucose 6P dehydrogenase and NADP+. This step is irreversible and is highly regulated. NADPH and fatty acetyl coenzyme A are strong negative inhibitors to this enzyme. The purpose of this is to decrease production of NADPH when concentrations are high or the synthesis of fatty acids is no longer necessary. The metabolic product of this step is gluconolactone, which is hydrolytically unstable gluconolactonase causes gluconolactone to undergo a ring opening hydrolysis. The product of this reaction is the more stable sugar acid, that is 6-phospho-D-gluconate. Next step is 6-phospho-D-gluconate is oxidized by NADP+ in the presence of 6-phosphogluconate dehydrogenase, which yields ribose 5-phosphate. The oxidation phase of PPP is solely responsible for the production of the NADPH to be used in anabolic processes. Ribulose 5-phosphate can then be isomerized by phosphopentose isomerase to produce ribose 5-phosphate. Ribose 5-phosphate is one of the main building blocks of nucleic acids, and the PPP is the primary source of production of ribose 5-phosphate. If production of ribose 5-phosphate exceeds the needs of required ribose 5-phosphate in the organism, then phosphopentose epimerase catalyzes a chirality rearrangement about the center carbon, creating xylulose 5-phosphate. The products of these two reactions can be rearranged to produce many different length carbon chains. These different length carbon chains have a variety of metabolic fates. There are two main classes of enzymes responsible for the rearrangement and synthesis of the different length carbon chain molecules. These different length carbon chain molecules have a variety of metabolic fates. There are two main classes of enzymes responsible for the rearrangement of and synthesis of the different length carbon chain molecules. These are transketolase and transaldolase. Transketolase is responsible for the cleaving of a 2 carbon unit from xylulose 5 P and adding that 2 carbon unit to ribose 5P, thus resulting in glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and pseudoheptulose 7-phosphate. Trans-ketolase is also responsible for the cleaving of a 2 carbon unit from xylulose 5-phosphate and adding that 2 carbon unit to erythrose 4-phosphate, resulting in glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and fructose 6-phosphate. Trans-aldolase is responsible for cleaving the 3 carbon unit from pseudoheptulose 7-phosphate and adding that 3 carbon unit to glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, thus resulting in erythrose 4-phosphate and fructose 6-phosphate. The end results of the rearrangement phase is a variety of different length sugars that can be fed into many other metabolic processes. For example, fructose 6-phosphate is a key intermediate of glycolysis as well as glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. The net reaction for oxidative proportion of the pathway is 6 glucose 6-phosphate plus 12 NADP plus 6 H2O gives rise to 6 ribose 5-phosphate plus 6 carbon dioxide plus 12 NADPH plus 12 H plus. Let's know about lipids. What do you mean by lipids? The lipids are a huge and diverse group of naturally occurring organic compounds. All lipids are hydrophobic. The main biological functions of lipids include storing energy, signaling, and acting as structural components of cell membranes. Lipids contribute to cell structure, provide stored fuel, and also take part in many biological processes. Let's know about the characteristics of the lipids. Lipids are relatively insoluble in water. They are soluble in nonpolar solvents like ether, chloroform, methanol, like this, and lipids have high energy content and are metabolized to release calories. Lipids also act as electrical insulators. They insulate nerve axons. Fats having insulating capacity. They are bad conductors of heat. Fats contain saturated fatty acids. They are solid at room temperature. Example, animal fats. Plant fats are unsaturated and liquid at room temperatures. Pure fats are colorless. They have extremely bland taste. They are freely soluble in organic solvents like ether, acetone, and benzene. The melting point of fats depends on the length of the chain of the constituent fatty acid and the degree of unsaturation. Geometric isomerism, the presence of double bond in the unsaturated fatty acid of the lipid molecule produces geometric or cis-trans isomerism. Emulsification is the process by which a lipid mass is converted to a number of small lipid droplets. The process of emulsification happens between the fats can be absorbed by the intestinal walls. The fats are hydrolyzed by the enzyme lipases to yield fatty acids and glycerol. The hydrolysis of fats by alkali is called saponification. This reaction results in the formation of glycerol and salts of fatty acids called soaps. Hydrolytic rancidity is caused by the growth of microorganisms which secrete enzymes like lipases. These split fats into glycerol and free fatty acids. Biological lipids originate entirely or in part from two distinct types of biochemical subunits or building blocks, ketoacetyl and isoprene groups. Let's know about types of lipids. In 1943, Bloor, a scientist, proposed the classification of lipids based on their chemical composition. Let's know about simple lipids. Structure of fatty acids. The tail of a fatty acid is a long hydrocarbon chain, making it hydrophobic. The head of the molecule is a carboxyl group, which is hydrophilic. Fatty acids are the main component of soap, where their tail are soluble in oily dirt and their head are soluble in water to emulsify and wash away the oily dirt. However, when the head end is attached to glycerol to form a fat, that whole molecule is hydrophobic. Let's know about saturated fatty acids. The simplest fatty acids are unbranched linear chains of CH2 groups linked by carbon-carbon single bonds with one terminal carboxylic acid group. The term saturated indicates that the maximum possible number of hydrogen atoms are bonded to each carbon in the molecule. Let's know about unsaturated fatty acids. Unsaturated fatty acids have one or more carbon-carbon double bonds. The term unsaturated indicates that the fewer than the maximum possible number of hydrogen atoms are bonded to each carbon in the molecule. The number of double bonds is indicated by the generic name monounsaturated for the molecule with one double bond, or polyunsaturated for molecules with two or more double bonds. Let's know about structure of fats and oils. Fats and oils, that means triglycerides and triacylglycerols. These are esters of fatty acids with a trihydroxy alcohol glycerol. A fat is solid at ordinary room temperature and oil is liquid. The triesters of fatty acids with glycerol compose the class of lipids known as fats and oils. These triglycerides or triacylglycerols are found in both plants and animals and compose one of the major food groups of our diet. Triglycerides that are solid or semi-solid at room temperature are classified as fats and occur predominantly in animals. Those triglycerides that are liquid are called oils and originate chiefly in plants, although triglycerides from fish are also largely oily. Some examples of composition of triglyceride from various sources are glycerol, triglyceride. The melting point of triglycerides reflect their composition. Natural mixed triglycerides have somewhat lower melting points. The melting point of lard being near 30 degrees centigrade, whereas the olive oil melts near -6 degrees centigrade. Simple triglycerides are one in which three fatty acids radicals are similar and are of the same type. Example: tristyrene, triolene. Mixed triglycerides are one in which the three fatty acids radicals are different from each other. Example: distereoline, dioleo-palmitin, like this. These are the two examples of fatty acids. Let's know about waxes. What do you mean by wax? They are esters of fatty acids with long chain monohydric alcohols. The formula for three well-known waxes are spermaceti, beeswax and carnauba wax. The leaves and fruits of many plants have waxy coatings which may protect them from dehydration and small predators. The feathers of birds and fur of some animals have similar coating which serve as a water repellent. Carnauba wax is valued for its toughness and water resistance. Compound lipids or heterolipids. Let's know about phospholipids. That is the example of compound lipids. Phospholipids. Phospholipids or phosphatides are compound containing fatty acids and glycerol in addition to the phosphoric acid, nitrogen bases and other substituents. They are called polar lipids and are amphipathic in nature. Phospholipids can be phosphoglycerides, phosphoinositides and phosphosphingosides. Hydrocarbon tails of the fatty acids are still hydrophobic, but the phosphate group ends of the molecule is hydrophilic because of the oxygens with all of their pairs of unshared electrons. This means that phospholipids are soluble in both water and oil. Phosphophingosides. They are commonly found in nerve tissues. Example, sphingomyelins consists of fatty acids plus phosphoric acid plus nitrogen base choline plus one molecule of complex amino alcohol called sphingosine or sphingol. Clinical aspect of sphingomyelin is Niemann-Pick disease. Inherited disorder of sphingomyelin metabolism lead to accumulation of sphingomyelin in liver, spleen and brain. It called lipid storage disease. Glycolipids. Let's know about glycolipids are the compounds of fatty acids with carbohydrates and contain nitrogen but no phosphoric acid. The glycolipids also include certain structurally related compounds comprising the groups gangliosides, sulfolipids and sulfatides. Gangliosides are the glucosphingolipids that contain the structure of a ceramide plus carbohydrate moieties. Sialic acid is a part of carbohydrate component. Gangliosides differ from cerebrosides. Cerebrosides is containing sialic acid, whereas the latter contain no sialic acid. Sulfolipids are a class of lipids which possess a sulfur-containing functional group. One of the most common constituents of sulfolipids is sulfoquinone, which is acetylated to form sulfoquinone diacylglycerols. In plants, sulfolipids are important intermediates in sulfur cycle. Sulfatides are a class of sulfated galactosilceramides synthesized primarily in the oligodendrocytes in the central nervous system. Sulfatides are a type of sulfolipid. Sulfatides are thought to play a major role in myelin function and stability as evidenced by the fact that mice lacking the enzyme necessary to produce sulfatide during myelin sheath formation have thinner myelin sheaths and experience progressive hind limb paralysis as a result of demyelination of their lower spinal cord. Phosphoinositides are said to occur in phospholipids of brain tissue and soybean. The important role in transport process in cells. Phosphoglycerides are major phospholipids. They are found in membranes. It contains fatty acid molecules which are esterified to hydrolyze hydroxyl groups of glycerol. The glycerol group also forms an ester linkage with phosphoric acid. Example, lecithin, cephalins. An emulsifying agent is a substance which is soluble in both oil and water, thus enabling the two to mix. A famous phospholipid is lecithin, which is found in egg yolk and soybeans. Egg yolk is mostly water but has a lot of lipids, especially cholesterol, which are needed by the developing chick. Lecithin is used to emulsify the lipids and hold them in the water as an emulsion. Lecithin is the basis of the classic emulsion known as mayonnaise. Our cell membranes are made mostly of phospholipids arranged in a double layer with the tails from both layers inside and the heads facing out on both surfaces. Derived lipids. Derived lipids are the substances derived from simple and compound lipids by hydrolysis. This includes fatty acids, alcohols, monoglycerides, diglycerides, steroids, terpenes, carotenoids. The most common derived lipids are steroids, terpenes, and carotenoids. Steroids do not contain fatty acids. They are non-saponifiable and are not hydrolyzed on heating. They are widely distributed in animals where they are associated with psychological processes. Example, estrans, androgens, etc. Let's know about steroids. The general structure of cholesterol consists of two six-membered rings side by side and sharing one side in common, a third six-membered ring of the top corner of the right ring, and a five-membered ring attached to the right side of that. The central core of this molecule, consisting of four fused rings, is shared by all steroids including estrogen, progesterone, corticosteroids such as cortisol, that is cortisone, aldosterone, testosterone, and vitamin D. In the various types of steroids, various other groups or molecules are attached around the edge. Know how to draw four rings and that make up the central structure. Let's know about lipoproteins. Lipoproteins are clusters of proteins and lipids all tangled up together. These act as a means of carrying lipids including cholesterol around in our blood. There are two main categories of lipoproteins, distinguished by how compact or dense they are. LDL, that is LDL or low density lipoprotein, is being associated with deposition of cholesterol on the walls of someone's arteries. HDL or high density lipoprotein is being associated with carrying cholesterol out of the blood system and is more dense or more compact than LDL, so it makes better than LDL. Terpenes. Let's know about terpenes. Majority are found in plants. Example, natural rubber, ginol, etc. Terpenes are derived biosynthetically from units of isoprene. The basic molecular formula of terpenes are multiples of that C5H8OL-N, where N is the number of linked isoprene units. This is called the isoprene rule or C5 rule. The isoprene units may be linked together head to tail to form linear chains, or they may be arranged to form rings. Isoprene itself does not undergo the building process, but rather activated forms isopentyl pyrophosphate IPP, also called isopentenyl diphosphate, and dimethyl allyl phosphate DMAPP are the components of the biosynthetic pathway. IPP that is isopentenyl pyrophosphate is formed from acetyl coenzyme A via the intermediacy of mevalonic acid in the HMG coenzyme A reductase pathway. An alternative totally unrelated biosynthesis pathway of IPP is known in some bacterial groups and the plastid of plants, the so-called MEP, 2-methyl d-erythritol 4-phosphate pathway, which is initiated from C5 sugars. In both pathways, IPP is isomerized to DMAPP by the enzyme isopentenyl pyrophosphate isomerase. Carotenoids. Let's know about carotenoids that are tetraterpenes. Tetraterpenes contain 8 isoprene units and have the molecular formula C40H64. Biologically important tetrapenoid include the acyclic lycopene, the monocyclic gamma carotene, and the bicyclic alpha and beta carotene. They are exclusively of plant origin. Due to the presence of many conjugated double bonds, they are colored red or yellow. Example: lycopene, carotenes, xanthophylls. Lipid soluble vitamins. The essential dietary substances called vitamins are commonly classified as water soluble or fat soluble. Water soluble vitamins such as vitamin C are rapidly eliminated from the body and their dietary levels need to be relatively high. The recommended daily allotment of vitamin C is 100 mg and the amounts are as large as 2 to 3 gram are taken by many people without adverse effects. The lipid soluble vitamins are not as easily eliminated and may accumulate to toxic levels if consumed in large quantity. The RDA for vitamins are: vitamin A is 800 milligram, upper limit is 3000 microgram, and vitamin D is 5 to 10 microgram, vitamin E is 15 mg, and vitamin K is 110 microgram. From this data, it is clear that vitamin A and D, while essential to good health in proper amounts, can be very toxic. Vitamin D, for example, is used as a rat poison and its equal weight is more than 100 times as poisonous as sodium cyanide. Let's know about the lipids, list of lipids. Essential fatty acids are those that cannot be constructed through any chemical pathways known to happen in humans. They must be obtained from the diet. Linoleic acid and linolenic acid, the fatty acids, are the fatty acids. Linoleic acid and linolenic acid are two essential fatty acids. Non-essential fatty acids are those which are not essential to be taken through diet. They are synthesized through chemical pathways. Unsaturated fatty acids have one or more double bonds between carbon atoms. The two carbon atoms are bound to each other through double bonds and can occur in cis or trans configuration. Saturated fatty acids are long chain carboxylic acid and do not have double bonds. Example: arachidic acid, palmitic acid. Function of lipids. Let's know about function of lipids. Lipids are storage compounds Triglycerides serve as reserve energy of the body. Lipids are important component of cell membranes structure in eukaryotic cells. Lipids regulate membrane permeability. They serve as source for fat soluble vitamins like A, D, E, K. They are electrical insulators to the nerve fibers where the myelin sheath contains lipids. Lipids are components of some enzyme systems. Some lipids like prostaglandins and steroid hormones act as cellular metabolic regulators. Cholesterol is found in cell membranes, blood, and bile of many organisms. As lipids are small molecules and are insoluble in water, they act as signaling molecules. Layers of fat in the subcutaneous layer provides insulation and protection from cold. Body temperature maintenance is done by brown fat. Polyunsaturated phospholipids are important constituents of phospholipids. They provide fluidity and flexibility to the cell membranes. Lipoproteins that are complexes of lipids and proteins occur in blood as plasma lipoprotein. They enable transport of lipids in aqueous environment and their transport throughout the body. Cholesterol maintains fluidity of membranes by interacting with lipid complexes. Cholesterol is the precursor of bile acids, vitamin D and steroids. Essential fatty acids like linoleic and linolenic acids are precursors of many different types of eicosanoids including prostaglandins, thromboxanes. These play an important role in pain, fever, inflammation and blood clotting. Let's know about lipid metabolism. Synthesis and storage of triglycerides. Animals and plants have the ability to synthesize triglycerol, that is TAG. In animals, many cell types and organs have the ability to synthesize triglycerol, but the liver and intestines are most active within all cell types. Even those of the brain, triglycerol are steroids stored as cytoplasmic lipid droplets and enclosed by a monolayer of phospholipids and hydrophobic proteins such as the perilipins in adipose tissue or oleosins in seeds. Two main biosynthetic pathways are known: the N-glycerol 3-phosphate pathway, which predominates in the liver and adipose tissue, and the monoacyl glycerol pathway in the intestines. The most important route to triacylglycerol biosynthesis is the N-glycerol 3-phosphate or Kennedy pathway. Let's know about digestion and transportation. Digestion and transportation of lipids pose unique problems relating to the insolubility of lipids in water. Enzymes that act on lipids are soluble proteins or membrane proteins at the aqueous interface. Lipids and products of their digestion must be transported through aqueous compartments within the cells as well as in the blood and tissue spaces. Release of fatty acids from stored triacylglycerol of adipose cells. Fats are important energy reserve in the organisms. In animals, they are mostly stored in the cells of adipose tissue, the adipocytes, where they are constantly being synthesized and broken down. The hydrolysis of triglycerol by lipase is referred to as lipolysis. Triglycerols in adipose tissue are into free fatty acids and glycerol under the influence of hormones like epinephrine and non-epinephrine. A hormone sensitive lipase initiates the process. The pre-fatty acids are released into blood where they bind to serum albumin. Albumin is a monomeric protein that comprises about half of the blood serum proteins. Release of fatty acids from dietary triglycerols. Most dietary triglycerols are digested by pancreatic lipases in the intestinal lumen. Although the process actually being in the stomach with lingual lipase released by the serous gland and gastric lipase produced by the chief cells, pancreatic lipase cleaves fatty acids from C1 and C3 position of triglycerol, resulting monoacylglycerols with fatty acids at carbon 2 are the hydrolyzed by intestinal lipases. Before hydrolytic activity of the lipases, emulsification of triglycerol occurs. In the intestinal lumen, bile salts act on triglycerol. Bile salts are detergent substances synthesized in the liver and stored in the gallbladder. A bile salt molecule is made of the bile acid such as cholic acid and an associated cation. The bile salt molecule has both hydrophobic and hydrophilic surfaces. It acts as a detergent and emulsifies lipids and yield micelles. Water-soluble digestive enzymes digest it and facilitates the absorption of lipid through intestinal mucosal cells. Bile salts not only facilitate the lipids digestion but are also essential for the absorption of lipid digestion products. The product of fat digestion comprise a mixture of glycerol, free fatty acids, monoacylglycerols and diacylglycerols. Less than 10% of the original triglycerol also remains unhydrolyzed. During absorption through intestinal mucosal cells, resynthesis of triacylglycerol occurs from the hydrolysis products. This resynthesis occurs in the endoplasmic reticulum and the Golgi of mucosal cells. Triacylglycerol packaged with cholesterol and apolipoprotein. Lipoprotein lipase is capillary converts lipoprotein lipase in capillary converts triacylglycerol components of chylomicrons to fatty acids and glycerol. Finally, fatty acids enter cells where they are oxidized as fuel or re-esterified for storage. Processing of dietary lipids. Emulsification of dietary fat by bile salts in the small intestine. Second point is digestion of triglycerol with intestinal lipases. Third point is fatty acids and other breakdown products are absorbed by the intestinal mucosa and reconverted into triacylglycerol. Triacylglycerols are incorporated into chylomicrons. Chylomicrons move through the lymphatic and blood vascular system to the tissues. Lipoprotein lipases in capillary converts triacylglycerol to fatty acids and glycerol. Fatty acids enter cells. Lipids are transported in the bloodstream as lipoproteins. Dietary lipids are packaged into chylomicrons. Most of its triacylglycerol content is released by lipoprotein lipase to adipose and muscle cell tissues during transport through capillaries. Finally, chylomicron remnants are taken up by the liver. Endogenous lipids from the liver are delivered to adipose and muscle tissue, that is VLDL. The extraction of lipid from VLDL gradually converts some of it to LDL, which delivers lipid to extrahepatic tissues or returns to the liver. The liver takes up LDL, VLDL remain and chylomicron remnants by receptor mediated endocytosis. Let's know about biosynthesis of fatty acids. Fatty acid synthesis in animal or yeast cells occur in cytosol and cell, and in case of plant cells in chloroplast stroma. Biosynthesis of fatty acids involves stepwise addition of 2 carbon units. The 2 carbon units are supplied by the acetyl coenzyme A, which in turn is derived from the oxidation of glucose. Acetyl coenzyme A formed in the matrix of mitochondria cannot cross the inner mitochondrial membrane, and an acetyl coenzyme A shuttle system is required to transport the 2 carbon units out of the mitochondria and into the cytosol. The acetyl group passes out of mitochondria as citrate. Within the mitochondria, acetyl coenzyme A reacts with oxaloacetate to form citrate in a reaction catalyzed by citrate synthase. Under conditions where acetyl coenzyme A and ATP are in high concentration, the citrate labels the mitochondria and in the cytosol reacts with cytosolic coenzyme A and ATP to form acetyl coenzyme A and oxaloacetate in a reaction catalyzed by citrate cleavage enzyme. Citrate lyase oxaloacetate cannot directly return to mitochondrial matrix by crossing the mitochondrial membrane, so first reduced into malate and then returned to the mitochondrial matrix. Let's know about synthesis of palmitic acid. Palmitic acid is a 16 carbon saturated fatty acid. The pathway for the biosynthesis of saturated fatty acids is all organisms. A sequence of 7 enzyme catalyzed reactions converts to 2 carbon units. The first committed and irreversible step in fatty acid synthesis is the ATP dependent carboxylation of acetyl coenzyme A to form malonyl coenzyme A. This reaction is catalyzed by acetyl coenzyme A carboxylase, which has biotin as a prosthetic group. The enzyme is an allosteric enzyme. Palmitoyl coenzyme A, the final product of acetyl fatty acid synthesis, acts as a negative modulate, whereas citrate acts as an allosteric activator of this enzyme. Regulatory effects of citrate and palmitoyl coenzyme A are dependent on the phosphorylation state of the enzyme. Phosphorylation of the regulatory sites decreases the affinity of the enzyme for citrate, and in this case high levels of citrate are required for activation. The next step in the biosynthesis pathway are the formation of acetyl ACP and malonyl ACP by the enzyme acetyl transacylase, respectively. The activated intermediate of fatty acids biosynthesis are bound to a sulfhydryl group of a phosphopentanethene molecule. In prokaryotes, phosphopentanethene group is covalently bound to a small protein consist of a single polypeptide chain called acyl carrier protein, that is ACP. In eukaryotes, it covalently bound to the ACP domain of malfunctional peptides turned fatty acid synthase. The last 4 enzymatic reactions of fatty acid biosynthesis constitute the elongation steps. It includes condensation by 2 carbon atoms. In this way, the 7 elongation cycles produce palmitic acid. Finally, palmitoyl thioesterase catalyzes the hydrolysis of the thioester. that binds the acyl chain to the pantothenol enzyme, releasing free palmitates. In the synthesis of palmitic acid, all the carbons have passed through malonyl coenzyme A except the two donated by origin acetyl coenzyme K. Hence, the palmitic acid carbon 16 and 15 are donated by acetyl coenzyme A and rest by malonyl coenzyme A. The enzymes that catalyze reactions from 2 to 7 form a multi-enzyme complex known as fatty acid synthase. There are two major variants of fatty acid synthase, that is fatty acid synthase 1 found in vertebrate and fungi, and fat 1 acid synthase 2 found in plants and bacteria. The FAS1 found in vertebrates consists of a single large multifunctional polypeptide with 7 domains. In mammals, fatty acid synthase consists of 2 identical polypeptides. In fungi, it consists of 2 different multifunctional polypeptides, that is alpha and beta. Out of 7 domains, 3 domains present on the alpha subunit and 4 on the beta subunit. The FAS2 from bacteria and plants is a complex of 7 different polypeptides and each catalyzing separate reactions. Stoichiometry of the synthesis of palmitate. 7 acetyl coenzyme A plus 7 carbon dioxide plus 7 ATP plus 7 H2O gives rise to 7 malonyl coenzyme A plus 7 ADP. Acetyl coenzyme A plus 7 malonyl coenzyme A plus 14 NADPH gives rise to palmitate plus 7 carbon dioxide plus 14 NADP plus 6 H2O. Now adding these two reactions, 8 acetyl coenzyme A plus 7 ATP plus 14 NADPH plus H2O gives rise to palmitate plus 7 ADP plus 14 NADP. Let's know about elongation of fatty acids. The normal product of the cytosolic fatty acid synthase complex is palmitic acid. Fatty acids longer than 16 carbons through the addition of 2 carbon units by elongation reaction. In eukaryotes, fatty acids elongation both ER and mitochondria. ER means endoplasmic reticulum. The most active elongation system is found in the endoplasmic reticulum. It adds malonyl coenzyme A onto palmitate in a manner similar to action of the fatty acid synthase, except that coenzyme A is involved rather than the ACR stearic acid is a common product of this elongation. A mitochondrial elongation system uses acetyl coenzyme A units to elongate fatty acid for the synthesis of structural lipids in this organelle. Unsaturation of fatty acids. Let's know about unsaturation of fatty acids. Both prokaryotes and eukaryotes are capable of introducing double bond in a newly synthesized fatty acid. In eukaryotes, a macrosomal system that contains NADH, cytochrome B5 reductase and cytochrome B5 and an oxygen dependent desaturase containing a single non-heme iron atom. Let's know about fatty acid oxidation. That is, first point is beta oxidation. Most fatty acids are degraded by the sequential removal of two carbon fragments from the carboxyl end of fatty acids. During this process, referred to as beta oxidation, acetyl coenzyme A is formed as the bond between the alpha and beta carbon atoms are broken. Beta oxidation is so named because the beta carbon of fatty acids is oxidized. Beta oxidation occurs primarily within mitochondria. Fatty acid activation and transportation occur across the mitochondrial membrane. Before beta oxidation begins, each fatty acid is activated in a reaction with ATP and coenzyme A. Fatty acids undergo for ATP dependent acylation reaction to form fatty acid coenzyme A. This activation process is catalyzed by acetyl coenzyme A synthase in the cytosol. Although fatty acids are activated for oxidation in the cytosol, they are oxidized in the mitochondrion. A long chain fatty acid coenzyme A cannot directly cross the inner mitochondrial membrane. Because the mitochondrial inner membrane is impermeable to most fatty acid coenzyme A molecules, a special carrier called carnitine, that is beta hydroxy gamma trimethyl ammonium butyrate, is used to transport acyl groups into the mitochondrion. However, the fatty acids with chain length of less than 12 carbons enter mitochondria without the help of carnitine. Carnitine mediated transfer of fatty acid coenzyme A into the mitochondrial matrix is accomplished through some mechanism. Let's know about the mechanism. Each fatty acyl coenzyme A molecule is converted to a fatty acyl carnitine derivative by carnitine acetyl transferase 1 located on the outer side of the inner mitochondrial membrane. A carrier protein within the mitochondrial inner membrane transfers fatty acyl carnitine into the mitochondrial matrix. Fatty acyl coenzyme A is regenerated by carnitine acyl transferase 2 located on the matrix side of the mitochondrial membrane. Carnitine is transported back into the intermembrane space by the carrier protein. It then reacts with another fatty acid coenzyme A. Beta oxidation of saturated fatty acids. Let's know about second point, beta oxidation of saturated fatty acids. Once inside the mitochondrial matrix, fatty acid coenzyme A is oxidized with oxidation of the beta carbon, and long chain fatty acid coenzyme A are subjected to a repeated 4-step process which removes 2 carbons from the chain successively until the last 2 carbon fragments is obtained. Let's know about thiolysis. Third point, we'll learn about third point, stoichiometry of beta oxidation. Acetyl coenzyme A is catabolized via TCA cycle, and FADH2 and NADH transfer electrons to the electron transport chain. Thus, we can easily compute the metabolic energy yield fatty acid oxidation in terms of moles of ATP synthesized. Fourth point is oxidation of fatty acids with odd numbered carbon chains. Fatty acids with odd numbered carbon chains are only a minor component of diet. Oxidation of odd numbered fatty acid chains yields propionyl coenzyme A 3-carbon compound after the last cycle of beta oxidation. Propionyl coenzyme A finally gives a succinyl coenzyme A through biotin-dependent carboxylation and a coenzyme B12 dependent rearrangement. First, propionyl coenzyme A is carboxylated at the expense of the hydrolysis of an ATP to yield the D isomer of methyl malonyl coenzyme A. The D isomer of methyl malonyl coenzyme A is racemized to the L isomer. Finally, L-methyl malonyl coenzyme A converts into succinyl coenzyme A by an intramolecular rearrangement. Succinyl coenzyme A can enter the TC cycle or be converted to the acetyl coenzyme A. Fifth point is oxidation of monounsaturated fatty acids. The pathway of beta oxidation of unsaturated fatty acids is same as that for beta oxidation of saturated fatty acids until the double bond is reached. For example, consider the beta oxidation of monounsaturated fatty acids such as palmitoleic acid, a 6-carbon chain with a double bond at the 9-10 position. 3 cycles of beta oxidation of palmitoleic coenzyme A produce cis-3-enoyl coenzyme A. But further oxidation requires additional mitochondrial enzymes. Enzyme enoyl coenzyme A is isomerase rearranges this cis double bond to a trans double bond, which then proceeds normally through the usually beta oxidation pathway. Thus, isomerase catalyzes cis trans isomerization and transfer of double bond position. This enzyme is needed because unlike trans double bonds introduced during beta oxidation, the double bonds of most naturally occurring unsaturated fatty acids have a cis configuration. The energy yield from a unsaturated fatty acid is less as compared to saturated fatty acids. The energy yielding step that is bypassed during oxidation of unsaturated fatty acid is the first dehydrogenation reaction catalyzed by acyl coenzyme A dehydrogenase. Since this is an FAD-linked hydrogenation, oxidation of FADH2 by electron transport, which produces 1.5 ATP molecule, is lost. Thus, palmitoleic yields 1.5 less ATP as compared to palmitic acid. Let's know about the 6th point, that is oxidation of polyunsaturated fatty acids. Consider linoleate, a 6C18 polyunsaturated fatty acid with 6 delta 9 and 6 delta 12 double bonds. When linoleic acid enters into the process of oxidation, the first problem is the cis-beta gamma double bond. Cis-beta gamma double bond is converted into the trans-alpha-beta double bond by enzyme enoyl coenzyme A isomerase. A second problem arises in the 5th round of beta oxidation. The presence of a double bond is at an even-numbered carbon atom results in the formation of 2,4-di-enoyl coenzyme A, which is a poor substrate for enoyl coenzyme A hydratase. This problem is solved by 2,4-di-enoyl coenzyme A reductase. NADPH-dependent 2,4-di-enoyl coenzyme A reductase reduces the double bond and yields trans-3-enoyl coenzyme A, which to proceed along the oxidation pathway must first be isomerized to trans-2-enoyl coenzyme A by 3,2-enoyl coenzyme A isomerase. 7th point is peroxisomal beta oxidation. Peroxisomal beta oxidation is similar to but not identical with mitochondrial beta oxidation. Peroxisomes membrane enclosed organelles of animal and plant cells carry out beta oxidation pathway in which flavoprotein acyl coenzyme A oxidase transfer electrons directly from FADH2 to oxygen. The latter is reduced to H2O2. However, in mitochondrial beta oxidation, electrons from FADH2 are transferred to respiratory electron transport chain. Because electrons are not shuttled into the respiratory chain, the paroxysmal pathway is not coupled to energy production, but it does generate heat. The NADH formed in the second oxidative step cannot be reoxidized in the paroxysm, so reducing equivalent are exported to the cytosol, eventually entering mitochondria. Plant glyoxysomes also carry the beta oxidation of fatty acids to acetyl coenzyme A, which is used for succinate synthesis via the glyoxylate pathway. Let's know about alternative pathways for fatty acid oxidation. First point is alpha oxidation of fatty acids. Alpha oxidation is a minor pathway of fatty acid oxidation. In this case, the alpha carbon undergoes for initial oxidation rather than the beta carbon. Alpha oxidation is a mechanism for degradation of branched chains and odd chain fatty acids. Alpha oxidation of phytanic acid in an animal is the most common example. Phytanic acid is an oxidation product of phytol of chlorophyll. The oxidation of phytanic acid is facilitated by alpha oxidation. Pristanic acid forms as a result of oxidation is further degraded through alpha oxidation pathway. The alpha oxidation pathway is defective in Refsum's disease, and thus phytanic acid is not converted to a compound that can be degraded. The symptoms of this metabolic disorder include defective night vision, tremors, and other neurological abnormalities. Let's know about the second point is gamma oxidation of fatty acids. Gamma oxidation of fatty acids is a minor pathway that involves the oxidation of terminal carbon of a normal fatty acids and lead to synthesis of small amount of dicarboxylic acids. This process occurs in the endoplasmic reticulum of eukaryotic cells and catalyzed by cytochrome P450, a monooxygenase that utilizes NADPH and oxygen. Third point is ketone bodies. Most of the acetyl coenzyme A produced during fatty acid oxidation is used by the citric acid cycle or in fatty acid synthesis. Under normal conditions, fatty acid metabolism is so carefully regulated that only small amounts of excess acetyl coenzyme A are produced. However, in mitochondria of liver, when acetyl coenzyme A accumulates beyond its capacity to be oxidized or used for fatty acid synthesis, it leads to the formation of ketone bodies. Formation of acetate, beta hydroxy, butyrate, and acetone, a group of molecules called the ketone bodies from acetyl coenzyme A molecules, are known as ketogenesis. Ketone body information. The ketone body formation occurs within the matrix of liver mitochondria, begins with the condensation of 2-acetyl coenzyme A to form acetyl coenzyme A. Then acetyl coenzyme A condenses with another acetyl coenzyme A to form beta hydroxy beta methyl glutaryl coenzyme A. In the next reaction, HMG coenzyme A is cleaved to form acetoacetate and acetyl coenzyme A. Acetoacetate is then reduced to form beta hydroxy butyrate. Acetone is formed by the spontaneous decarboxylation of acetoacetate when the latter concentration is high. During starvation or uncontrolled diabetes, accumulation of acetyl coenzyme A accelerates the formation of ketone bodies. The increased blood levels of acetoacetate and beta hydroxybutyrate lower the blood pH, causing the condition as acidosis. Very high concentration of ketone bodies in the blood, ketonemia, and urine ketonuria is known as ketosis. Several tissues, most notably cardiac and skeletal muscle, use ketone bodies to generate energy. During prolonged starvation, the brain uses ketone bodies as an energy source. The mechanism by which acetoacetate and beta hydroxybutyrate are converted to acetyl coenzyme A and finally completed. Thank you.